will begin in a few moments. We ask that you please turn off all electronic devices or place them on silent mode. Today's ceremony is considered an indoor event. Military members in uniform will stand at attention during the singing of the national anthem. Civilian guests are invited to place their right hand over their heart. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the 7th Operations Group Commander and today's presiding officer, Colonel Daniel C. Deal, welcome to the 7th Operations Support Squadron Change of Command Ceremony, in which Lieutenant Colonel Thomas A. Walsh relinquishes command to Lieutenant Colonel Makisi W. Halleck. The change of command ceremony is a visible means of handing the reins of command from one commander to another. Exchanging the guidon is more than just a symbolic tradition. The guidon identifies the loyalty and allegiance of the unit. Passing it to another officer was, and still is, the literal change of command. Today, the 7th Operations Support Squadron guidon will be passed on, representing the responsibility of the unit being surrendered by one and accepted by another. Today's ceremony is simple and direct. The departing commander will face the presiding officer, salute, and say, "Sir, I relinquish command." He then steps aside as the new commander takes his place in front of the presiding officer. He salutes and says, "Sir, I assume command." In all, 8 spoken words, but in those 8 words are an ending and a beginning. For Lieutenant Colonel Walsh, it marks the end of a distinguished tour with the 7th Operations Support Squadron. For Lieutenant Colonel Halleck, it heralds the beginning of a new and challenging tour of duty. To both, we offer our best wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Dyess Honor Guard, the singing of our national anthem by Technical Sergeant Jessica Gribble, and the invocation given by Chaplain Captain Benjamin Quintanilla.
Present the colors. Good morning. I invite you to pray with me. Gracious God, we come before you this day, grateful for the various times and season that life gives us. I give you thanks for in the midst of all the change, you remain present, constant, unwavering, and unchanging. Please, Lord, be welcome at today's change of command ceremony for the 7th Operations Support Squadron. As Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Walsh relinquishes command and Lieutenant Colonel Mackenzie Halleck assumes command, we pause to recognize the dedication and faithfulness of these two leaders. By your caring grace, both of these leaders have overcome and crushed the challenges presented to them. Therefore, Lord, preparing them for an even greater responsibility and a greater need for wisdom and favor. I pray that you would pour down overwhelming blessings for the Walsh family, for they have poured their hearts out in leading the 7th OSS family. Without his loving wife, Marilyn, and their children, Catherine, Michael, and Julia, and the support of his family present here today, the magnitude of this day would not have been the same. We give you thanks for that. As Lieutenant Colonel Halleck transitions into command, please guide his decisions and fill him with greater passion and an expansion of his strategic thinking. Use him to seamlessly bridge multiple professions and AFSC so that the 7th OSS and the Bomb Wing can accomplish the mission of defending America's liberties. Grant his wife, Michelle, their children, Layla and Lennox, overwhelming peace as they transition into their new OSS family. Now, Heavenly Father, I ask that you continue to be the solid rock that you have been for the airmen of the 7th OSS, and may we all be filled with enthusiasm for what the future holds. I pray these things in your holy name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Dyess Honor Guard, Tech Sergeant Gribble, and Chaplain Quintanilla. At this time, I would like to introduce our distinguished guests in attendance with us today. Please hold your applause until all are announced. Today's presiding official's wife, Mrs. Jen Deal, and their daughter, Addie. The 7th Bomb Wing Vice Commander, Colonel Matt Newell. The 7th Bomb Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Eric Duggar. The former 7th Bomb Wing Commander, Colonel Retired Michael Bob Starr, and his wife, Angela. The 7th Bomb Wing Honorary Commander, Mr. Gray Bridwell. And the 7th Operations Group Honorary Commander, Mr. Bob Roadcap. We are especially pleased to have with us today Lieutenant Colonel Walsh's family, his wife Marilyn, and their children Catherine, Michael, and Juliet. Also joining us today is Lieutenant Colonel Halleck's family and friends, his wife Michelle, their children Layla and Lennox, his parents Mr. Ernie and Mrs. Karen Halleck, his sister Ms. Lindsay Halleck, his aunt Ms. Sherry Bell, his father and mother-in-law Mr. David and Mrs. Cindy Collins, his brother and sister-in-law Mr. Greg and Amanda Allen and their son Houston, his mentors Major General John Nichols and his wife Michelle, and Colonel Retired Stuart Newberry. We would also like to welcome all of the families, friends, group and squadron commanders, honorary commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, and Team Dyess warriors that joined us for this special occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the 7th Operations Group Commander, Colonel Deal.
Morning, everybody. What a beautiful day. Weather, you actually got it right for once. Appreciate that. General Nichols, Jen, Addie, Colonel Newell, Chief Duggar, Mr. Bridwell, Colonel Starr, Colonel Newberry, Bob. I really appreciate you all being here. Fellow group commanders, distinguished guests, visitors from Abilene and the surrounding area, squadron commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, family and friends of Lieutenant Colonel Walsh and Lieutenant Colonel Halleck. Welcome to this occasion. As always, thank you to Donna Biddle and the protocol team for their steadfast devotion to change of command season. Honor Guard, you're our unsung heroes, always delivering on time as promised. Captain Williams, thank you for putting in all the effort behind the scenes that allows us to honor Lieutenant Colonel Walsh and Lieutenant Colonel Howard today. Chaplain Q, as always a pleasure. Sergeant Gribble, thank you for your rendition of the national anthem. Airman Sturgis and not Senior Master Sergeant Lovegreen, but Master Sergeant Robeshaw, thank you also for enabling today's ceremony. This is an exciting day, one where we get to celebrate the closing of a successful command and welcome the start of a new one. Lieutenant Colonel Walsh, bang. Let me be the first to tell you thank you and job well done. You have made a difference commanding the Phoenix Warriors, and I'm confident in saying that they and I will miss you. What a great 2 years in command. You had the distinct privilege of leading the most diverse organization in the group and the busiest airfield in Global Strike Command. Under your leadership, I'm going to try and get all these right, airfield management, weather, RAWs, intel, cyber, crew comm, harm, mobility, wing weapons and tactics, wing scheduling, air traffic control, Snyder Range, B-1 Simulator, and the Live Mission Operations Center, they all flourished. I would like to take the opportunity to brag on a couple of your achievements that your squadron accomplished under your guidance. Airfield management, when we showed up, had the highest possible risk assessment code that you can have. And this last year, they received 11 of the 18 possible Global Strike Command of the Year awards. The Intel facility, currently undergoing renovation, went from a $2.2 million deficit for the mission space, and now we're only shy about $500,000. Snyder Range, in conjunction with the Live Mission Operations Center, is leading the charge in delivering 5th-gen aircrew training for the combat air forces, not just Global Strike Command. RAWS brought our airfield communications into the 21st century with a $700,000 facility that went from an unfunded concept to totally integrated in operations in less than a year. I can go on, but I think I'll leave some bragging rights for you. Fang, I am proud of what and how you accomplished it. You led with confidence, enthusiasm, discipline, and above all else, compassion. Your accomplishments over the last 2 years proudly continue this group's heritage of Black Crosses making history. You have earned the right to hold your head high, knowing that you leave here with the respect of your subordinates, peers, and superiors alike. Catherine, Michael, and Juliet, thank you for the support you gave your dad in this worthy and honorable endeavor. Thank you for the reminder that this is a family business, where the family shares in the highs, the lows, and the sacrifices. Marilyn, thank you for loving and caring for the Phoenix Warriors as much as Fang does. What a difference you made, all while being a mom and managing your own career as an officer in the Navy Reserve. Thank you. Lieutenant Colonel Halleck, Quick Strike. Jen, Addie, and I want to welcome you to this moment. Getting here is a result of sustained excellence as an Air Force officer. Let me be clear for the audience, very few get the honor to lead a squadron of America's finest. Good news, I think you were made for this moment. As a second lieutenant fresh out of the Air Force Academy, your squadron commander was already foreshadowing your commitment to the warrior ethos. He described you as an exceptional officer with boundless leadership potential. Since then, you continued to strive for excellence as an officer and combat aviator. Distinguished graduate of the B-1 Initial Fall Course, 37th Bomb Squadron Aircraft Commander of the Year, Academic Award from the U.S. Air Force Weapons Instructor Course, the 28th Bomb Wing Reisner and Jabara Award nominee, the 28th Operations Group Company Grade Officer of the Year, Air Force Weapons School Instructor with over 1,500 combat hours, and most recently the #1 of 43 Joint 05s in the J3 Directorate of U.S. Strategic Command. It's an impressive list of accomplishments. My charge to you is to continue that drive for excellence while leading with care and compassion those under your charge. Mr. and Mrs. Hallett, Mr. and Mrs. Collins, thank you for what you did to prepare Michelle and Quick Strike for this adventure. You have much to be proud of. I also want to say thank you to Quick Strike and Michelle's children, Layla and Lennox. This is your adventure too. Enjoy every moment of the next 2 years. I invite you to find the excitement in being a full-fledged member of the Phoenix Warriors. Proudly take your place in the squadron with your parents. Finally, Michelle, let me be the first to thank you for all you will do for the OSS family as their First Lady. You will be the glue that holds your military family together. Jen, Addie, and I, with what little time we have remaining here, look forward to continuing to get to know you and your family. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Colonel Deal presents Lieutenant Colonel Walsh the Meritorious Service Medal.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. To all who shall see these presents greeting. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by executive order, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal First Oak Leaf Cluster to Lieutenant Colonel Thomas A. Walsh for meritorious service 15 June 2019 to 1 June 2021. Lieutenant Colonel Thomas A. Walsh distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 7th Operations Support Squadron, 7th Operations Group, 7th Bomb Wing, Dyess Air Force Base, Texas. During this time, Colonel Walsh led support for the first ever Bomber Task Force to Norway, amplifying the B-1's global projection and dynamic force employment. Additionally, his leadership facilitated construction for fiber optics plans, creating the first Department of Defense no-trench communication system, arming B-1 maintenance with virtual reality repair training capabilities and cutting 5,000 man-hours per year. Moreover, Colonel Walsh solved the critical 5-year air traffic control gap, securing $650,000 to construct next-generation communication control sites, which will enable support to over 30,000 flights a year through 4 major commands. Furthermore, his superior leadership was evident while ensuring full support to operations during a pandemic with 0 mission degradation. Finally, Colonel Walsh elevated the squadron through 37 accolades, including Below the Zone, Bomb Wing, Major Command, and Headquarters Air Force wings. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Walsh reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the 7th Operations Support Squadron Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Walsh.
Good morning. Thank you all for coming this morning. Mrs. Deal, Addie, Colonel Newell, Chief Duggar, Mr. Bridwell, Colonel Nichols, Colonel Newberry, other distinguished friends and guests, thank you for coming. To Dyess Commanders, Chiefs, First Sergeants, Mission Partners, and Airmen, thanks for sharing some of your precious time with the Phoenix Warriors this morning. Events like this take a ton of hard work and planning, so I especially thank Donna Biddle and her amazing Wing Protocol team. Thank you for putting together another first-class event. I know you and your team are approaching the height of change of command season, so thank you all for your hard work. Captain Williams, Sergeant Donovan, Airman Blackwelder, Airman Emerson, Airman Sturgis, Master Sergeant Robichaud, and other members of the Squadron Change of Command team, thank you for your hard work these past few months. It means a lot to me and Quick Strike. Sergeant Gribble, thank you for taking us to church with that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Speaking of church, Chaplain Katia, thank you for your words. They mean a lot to me. I am blessed to have the love and support of so many people. Nothing I've accomplished or ever will accomplish is possible without them. Most of my family couldn't be here today. They're never far from my heart, though. So to my mom and dad, thank you for always believing in me and giving me your love. Thank you for giving me the strength to change the things that I can, the courage to accept the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. To my mother-in-law and father-in-law, Marilyn and Vince, thank you for your love and always being there for us. To my sister and brothers, Bree, Dan, and Jeff, to the family outlaws, Drew and Lauren, thanks for always keeping me humble by never hesitating to point out more gray hairs. To my friends from Abilene and the Big Country, thank you for giving me and my family a community and a place to call home these last 4 years. You've made them some of the most enjoyable of our lives. To my amazing kiddos, Catherine, Michael, and Juliet, I love you guys so much. Thank you for your unlimited supply of hugs and cuddles, and when the days were hardest, your love lifted me up. To my wife, Marilyn, Honey, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. And I thank God every day you're a part of my life. I love you. I consider myself to be one of the luckiest squadron commanders in the Air Force because I've had the good fortune to serve with and for some amazing people. Bobcat, Ollie, thanks for being my sounding board. Thanks for providing your unabridged and unfiltered advice and opinions, which were always needed. Thank you for supporting Phoenix Aviators and for integrating them into the Bats and the Mohawks. Colonel Deal, thank you for being an outstanding leader, group commander, and mentor. In our shared time in command, we've faced enormous obstacles and challenges, from constrained training resources and fundamental shifts in the B-1's core mission to a freaking global pandemic. Throughout it all, you've commanded with clarity of purpose and vision, but you've also led with compassion and care for the men and women of the 7th Operations Group. You've often said that you see this unit as a kind of family. So thank you for helping us all find a place we can call home. Thank you for modeling what right looks like, for giving me the guidance to command the way I need it, and for giving me the latitude to lead the way I want it. Marilyn and I wish you and Jen every success and the best of luck as you lead the 509th Bomber. As I look back over the last 2 years, a time marked by no shortage of challenges and successes, what I'm most proud of is the culture we've built in this diverse squadron. Unit cohesion in an OSS is tough to achieve. Each flight is a pillar of excellence, and their accomplishments, from promotions to Air Force level awards, is a testament to that. The challenge, though, the needle I've tried to thread throughout the last 2 years was to build a culture that celebrates that excellence and also unifies the squadron through a common mission, supporting the warfighter, and a collaborative way of doing business. Our successes, whether they be completing a multi-million-dollar construction project or launching a new professional development course, hinged on the success of mission partners. Some mission partners in particular, such as Major Daniels and the 7th Comptroller team, and Major Cabana and the 7th Contracting team, deserve great credit. Quick Strike, Michelle, Layla, Lennox, you are joining a very special team. The talent, dedication, and tenacity of the Phoenix Warriors will amaze you. There's nothing these airmen can't do. I've done my best over the last 2 years to solve problems and make the squadron better. As you learn more about the unit and its people, I'm sure you will find things to change and improve. And I'm eager to see how these airmen and the 7th OSS thrive under your leadership. Finally, to the Phoenix Warriors, I'm going to miss you guys. Thank you for always going above and beyond what I've asked of you. Thank you for the long days and the hard work. Thank you for being curious, for asking tough questions, and for seeking to be better. Thank you for always being there for one another and modeling courage every day. Sir Winston Churchill said that courage is rightly considered the first of all qualities because it guarantees all the others. Continue to do the right things and do things right. Continue to use us, we, with an I, and me. And for Pete's sake, the more and more COVID-19 recedes into our rearview mirrors, have fun. Quick Strike, a word to the wise. Paintball is popular with these airmen, so just watch out for Miner, Prophet, and Emerson. They're sharpshooters. And Senior Airman Parks, wherever he is, he feels no pain. Phoenix Warriors, my family and I will miss you all. I'm proud of you all. I leave you in high spirits and in good hands, knowing that your new commander is one of the best there is. It's a small Air Force out there. So until we meet again, good luck and God bless you.
Mrs. Walsh, the men and women of the 7th Operations Support Squadron greatly appreciate your sacrifice, commitment, and support to our squadron, our families, and the surrounding communities. Please accept these flowers on behalf of the 7th Operations Support Squadron. Sir, it has been our great honor to serve under your command. The men and women of the 7th Operations Support Squadron thank you for your leadership, support, and dedication. We wish you and your family good luck and Godspeed in the future. On behalf of the men and women of the 7th Operations Support Squadron, the squadron will now render Lieutenant Colonel Walsh his final salute as their commander.
Squadron, tank, hut.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. By order of Colonel Daniel C. Deal, Special Order G2116, Lieutenant Colonel McKesey W. Halleck assumes command of the 7th Operations Support Squadron. Vice Lieutenant Colonel Thomas A. Walsh, effective 01 June 2021.
Sir, I relinquish command. Sir, I assume command.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The 7th Operations Support Squadron Commander, Lieutenant Colonel McKesey Halleck.
Good morning, everyone. Humbled to stand in front of all of you today. Mrs. Deal, Addie, Colonel Newell, Chief Duggar, Mr. Bridwell, thank you so much for attending. Commanders, Chiefs, First Sergeants, and Team Dyess, thank you for attending and showing your support as well. While Colonel Simmingale couldn't make it here today, I want to thank him, Colonel Deal, for an outstanding opportunity, an amazing opportunity to lead our airmen. Thank you for your trust and confidence, and I will strive to be worthy of this honor every single day. Ms. Biddle, Sergeant Owens, Sergeant Hill Dodd, Sergeant Velasquez, thank you for making this event a success. Chaplain Quintanilla, thank you for the invocation and a reminder of where my strength really comes from. To Captain Williams and the OSS Change of Command team, thank you for putting all this together. I know it wouldn't have happened without you, and this is on top of all the other outstanding things you do for our bomb wing. Thank you. Fame, you're a tough act to follow, man. Congrats on a successful command tour during really difficult times. Through your leadership, the Phoenix Warriors enabled the mission and showed the world that not even a global pandemic can slow down American air power. Marilyn, Catherine, Michael, Juliet, thanks for letting us borrow your dad, your husband. I use the term borrow loosely because I'm sure it felt like a rent-to-own situation at times, but we all know that his success, it just wouldn't have been possible without your love and support. Enjoy your well-deserved vacation, and best of luck at Jaws in Virginia. I've been fortunate to serve under the finest leaders America has to offer. Several of them are in this room today. Major General Nichols, Colonel Newberry, thanks for showing me and embodying what it means to be a leader and an officer. Colonel Newell, Colonel Deal, thanks for your mentorship and guidance, both formal and impromptu. I'd like to express special gratitude to friends and peers that have instructed me along the way, both as an officer and as an aviator, especially those special few who were wise enough to pull me back by the collar when I was starting to punch outside of my weight class. For those of you who don't know my wife, Michelle, she's from Wichita Falls, Texas. We have family from Texas, Oklahoma, so we have a built-in party wherever we go. You can see to the right a pretty full crowd. Thank you for coming here and celebrating this with us. Mom, Dad, Lindsay, and Sherry, there's not enough time to thank you for everything you've done, for your love and support, and making me who I am for today, better or for worse. To my children, Layla and Lennox, I love you both so much and I'm so proud of you. You amaze me and surprise me on a daily basis, and I look forward to continuing this journey with y'all. Michelle, I'm blessed to be your husband. There's not enough words to describe how amazing you are. You handle this crazy Air Force life with quite a bit of elegance and grace. I love you very much, and I look forward to serving with you. Thank you for everything you do. Men and women of the OSS, I'm honored to be your commander. I'm impressed by your dedication to the mission, but more importantly to each other. We got to listen to Colonel Walsh's declaration. That's what you did. He just kind of provided some bumpers, but you did that. You accomplished a lot in 2 years, and you have a lot to be proud of, and I look forward to working with you to continue that success. As you all know, the world's a dynamic and unpredictable place. We have to always be ready. We can't get caught flat-footed. Our mission is to enable the 7th Bomb Wing to project combat power, to enable our B-1 aviators to be the joint forces right hook that puts people to sleep and makes them retire from the fight game altogether. That's what we do. I look forward to supporting the warfighter with you and serving alongside of you. I've got nothing left to say other than let's get after it.
Mrs. Halleck, will you please come forward? The Air Force has always recognized the importance of command and the significance of this unique position. In 2003, the Air Force created a special insignia in the form of a commander's badge to provide visible recognition for those who have undertaken such a distinct responsibility. Mrs. Halleck will now pin the commander's pin on Lieutenant Colonel Halleck. Thank you, Mrs. Halleck. We extend a warm Texas welcome to the Halleck family. Mrs. Halleck, please accept these flowers on behalf of the men and women of the 7th Operations Support Squadron. The men and women of the 7th Operations Support Squadron will now welcome Lieutenant Colonel Halleck with his first salute as their commander.
Order and hut.
This concludes today's ceremony. Please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. We would like to thank everyone for their attendance. Please join us for a welcome reception at the side of the hangar in honor of Lieutenant Colonel and Mrs. Halleck.